Getting out fast. Moon Chase has dropped in behind them in the early part. Privy Council, Val Tinska prominent early, and Bullwinkle is settling towards the end as they run along past the 300 in the first circuit. And the grey Jack Will Do goes to the lead and lands about a length and a half in front of Gilligan second. Privy Council is third and 2 lengths to Val Tinsk. Bullwinkle is moving up on the outside of Val Tinsk now to go into 4th and 5th placing, and then Past Master when they leap this hurdle. Moon Chase through on the inside of him, being followed by Wild Trista towards the end down the hatch, and Yo-Yo Joe whipped the field in. They've jumped the first 3 of 11 hurdles in the race by the 2200 and out to the riverside, and Jack Will Do more than 2 lengths to Gilligan, 2 lengths to Privy Council, a length and a half away Vautinsk, and 3/4 to Bullwinkle, 1.5 to Moon Chase, and then 2 lengths further back is Down the Hatch improving out wider from Wild Trista and Past Master, and Yo-Yo Joe is last of all. Over the 4th hurdle in the race now, that's the first on the riverside. Jack Will Do by 1.5. Gilligan is second, Privy Council is a length away third. On the rails, 4th is Vautinsk, and Bullwinkle is 5th on the outside in the blue colours. 1 behind him, Moon Chase over on the rail at the next hurdle, and then 2 lengths further back Down the Hatch from Past Master, Wild Trista, and 2.5 last is Yo-Yo Joe. By the 1600 metres, here's the next hurdle with Jack Will Do the leader. Overwood didn't jump it very well. He lands by more than 2 lengths to Gilligan second, 3 lengths to Bullwinkle. In 4th placing Privy Council, then Vautinsk 5th the inside. 1 1/4 to the top weight Moon Chase, and 2 lengths Down the Hatch, Past Master, Wild Trista, and Yo-Yo Joe as they leap that next hurdle near the back of the course. At the 1200 metres, here's the next one coming up. Jack Will Do has increased his lead. He jumps that one about 5 or 6 lengths to Bullwinkle, who's moved to second around the outside of Gilligan. More than 3 lengths to Vautinsk, Moon Chase, then Privy Council, 2 lengths Down the Hatch, another 4 lengths Yo-Yo Joe. Past Master's a long way back, and Wild Trista last when they leap this next hurdle. And Jack Will Do has come back to the field, and he's been claimed by Bullwinkle, who finds the lead a long way from home. Moon Chase is only a length and a half away and within challenging distance now. Gilligan back 4th on the inside, and then Vautinsk. Down the Hatch coming around the outside from Privy Council, Yo-Yo Joe. Past Master next to last in a bunching field, and 4 lengths to Wild Trista. At the bend now, there's 2 to jump, 500 metres to run, and the Grand National winner Moon Chase has raced around the field and gone to the lead over Bullwinkle when they set sail for the run to the judge, and they're clear from Vautinsk. Here's the second last one coming up. Moon Chase jumped it better than Bullwinkle. He drew about a length in front now, and then Vautinsk going to break 2 Down the Hatch, and then Gilligan and Past Master. At the last, Moon Chase over it well, more than 2 lengths Bullwinkle, and then Vautinsk, and that looks the trifecta. 100 metres to go, and Moon Chase is nicely clear with his big weight of 71 kilos. Class prevailing here, and Moon Chase goes on to win it easily. Photo for the miners, Bullwinkle and Vautinsk. Then there's a long break in the field to Gilligan, Past Master, followed further back by Down the Hatch, Yo-Yo Joe, Wild Trista. Then came at the back of the field Jack Will Do, and Privy Council is a bad last in the race. All class there, number 1.
Pack about 3 parts in front, but We Ourselves has gone up quickly, and they jumped it together clear of Amaglow, then Denny Boy, King Senic, the gang getting a wriggle on when it's all over, and then Amerisley, but around the turn We Ourselves went for home. 250 out, opened up 4 or 5 in front of Amaglow, then King Senic.
Inside Intelligent, a horse off the rails. Miss Zoe is 3 wide and Boulevard is 4 wide. Second last Countess Christina, and close up Exciting. They race to the side of the track. 700 to go, and Katima is the leader. A half to 3/4 of a length now. Cut above. Happy Spring is third. Boulevard wide out 4th from Forest Express. Intelligent, a length to Miss Zoe. Countess Christie is back second last and a length and a half. Exciting travelling to the bend. 500 out now as they corner, and Katima is a clear-cut leader. More than a length on Happy Spring. On the inside is Cut Above, a couple of lengths to Boulevard, Forest Express, and then Intelligent, followed on the outside Miss Zoe. Countess Christie still back second last. Exciting's last. It's Katima, 200 metres to go. More than a length Cut Above. Happy Spring now. Countess Christie's warming up, and Forest Express going with her, but Countess Christie out in the centre, and Forest Express forge away with Countess Christie doing by far the better, and Countess Christie wins it well from Forest Express. Miss Zoe got third, and then Katima weakening notice of Boulevard, and then came Exciting, followed by Cut Above. Happy Spring was second last, and Intelligent Absolute.
And we'll have them set for action. Miss Penny Money just bouncing around a little. They're ready. Racing. Miss Penny Money began okay today. Transparent Lover jumped out fast. Oak Valley from the outside came away from the rails in the early part, but is going quickly. Transparent Love is having a bit of a bump with her in the early part. Galajade is with those. Enemies come out fast on the grandstand side, and Hurricane Inicky is out there as well. So over on the other side of the course, as they race to the 800, and Brooks Express, it's sped to the lead in front of Gilded Angel and Classy Miss on her outside. Love of Georgia in the red colours is the deepest of those horses down on the flat side rail, followed by Silk Windsong Dancer, and Heather's about last of that flat side division. On the grandstand side of the course now, and Oak Valley led Transparent Lover. They're both under some pressure. Miss Penny Money and Galajade are closer to the middle of the track, and they're clear of Enemy and Hurricane Inicky. On the flat side, Brooks Express near the 300 leads by more than 2 lengths to Gilded Angel, who's coming home well. Classy Miss, and then came Love of Georgia and Heather. Miss Penny Money's put herself in the picture on the grandstand side. They look to be a little between the divisions. Miss Penny Money on the grandstand with Enemy, and Brooks Express and Gilded Angel on the flat side. It's Gilded Angel getting to the front on the inside. Gilded Angel is the leader, and Gilded Angel has taken it out and beaten Brooks Express. Miss Penny Money third in the first home on the grandstand side in front of Enemy and Oak Valley. Next, Heather on the other side of the course in front of Love of Georgia, Classy Miss and Windsong Dancer. Well back in the field on the grandstand again, we had Hurricane Inicky in company there with Galajade and Transparent Lover, and Silk was...
Now here's the lights on. They've jumped in the distance race of the day. Star Pro, the grey on the inside, away nicely. King Royale has got away well too, and so has Prince Phoenix out wide. Just off the speed is Northern Ochre, a length and a half Fiddler's Green. Then Grand Scenic the inside, and a length away last of all is Proud Sun. They're about to negotiate the turn out of the straight and head towards the far side, and with about 21.50 to race, the leaders are joint leaders. We're at Star Pro on the inside and King Royale. They're about a length and a half in front of Prince Phoenix, and fourth the inside is the hurdler Fiddler's Green. Behind them then came Northern Ochre, followed by Grand Scenic and Proud Sun ridden quietly at the tail. In steady light rain they head towards the 1850 metre crossing, and the leader Star Pro by a length shows the way from second King Royale, third Fiddler's Green, fourth Prince Phoenix. They've got away a little, 2 lengths then to Northern Ochre, and 1.5 away Proud Sun outside of Grand Scenic. The mare is down on the inside at the tail. I suppose there's 5 lengths first to last as they race into the far side and go to the 1600 metre peg with Star Pro a long neck, now a half, nearly 3/4 in fact, just sneaking away from King Royale, who's restrained quite severely. Third is Fiddler's Green, just checking back off the heels of the grey leader. A length away to Prince Phoenix, and they're not going hard. 2 lengths further back to Proud Sun outside of Northern Ochre, and then a length and a half at the 1400 last of all the mare Grand Scenic. Star Pro is the leader as they forge along the far straight by a half to King Royale, and Fiddler's Green still being held off that leader's heels. Over on the outside next was Prince Phoenix, who's travelled sweetly. A length and a half Proud Sun's made a little bit of ground around Northern Ochre and ridden very quietly at the tail. 2 lengths away came Grand Scenic. So they move down the side now, going to the 1050, and it's still Star Pro, but now joined on the outside by King Royale, and they clap on a bit more pace. A length away then Prince Phoenix with Fiddler's Green fourth, Proud Sun fifth, back 6 on the inside Northern Ochre, and only a length away to the mare and the tab elect, and that of course is Grand Scenic. At the 800 metre mark they quicken up more so, and it's Star Pro a neck in front of King Royale. Prince Phoenix is poised behind those. He's about to move around them 3 deep. Fiddler's Green is coming out with him. Then came Northern Ochre pushing up nearer the inside, out wide, and then came Proud Sun, who's back to a clear second last again when they sprinted, and Grand Scenic is last, and they're both under the whip. Around the home turn 400 out, and Star Pro shrugged off the other one, King Royale, and got a length in front. Fiddler's Green holds third, took a nice run up on the inside. Prince Phoenix, Northern Ochre, Grand Scenic, Proud Sun's going to run last, it would seem. They come to the 200 metre mark, and it's still Star Pro. He's a length in front. King Royale, Prince Phoenix. The back markers are not making any headway. Star Pro's getting away from them, the grey, and Star Pro's going to be much too good for these. He'll break through for his first win today, Star Pro. Star Pro by 3. Second, King Royale. 2 away, Prince Phoenix. They were followed by Fiddler's Green. Then over on the outside was Grand Scenic. Between them, Northern Ochre, and about 10 lengths away to the last start Warwickville winner, Proud Sun. Number 6, Star Pro, an easy win.
settling down from Passmore, a length and a half to Quick Star and a half then. To Robin of Sherwood, 3/4 to a length further back, Shogun Lodge. Pinnacle Road is giving the rider Peter Losh an awful time. He's going through on the inside, pulling and reefing, and Nostromo, the rank outside, is last. 7:50 to go, and High Rolling held together by Glen Boss, 3/4 of a length on Passmore. Quick Star wide out third, and then Robin of Sherwood followed by Shogun Lodge, and a couple of lengths to Pinnacle Road and Nostromo. This is the order. 600 metres left to travel, and High Rolling making play. 3/4 of a length on Passmore, a length to Quick Star. On the fence next is Robin of Sherwood. 3/4 to Shogun Lodge, and Pinnacle Road and Nostromo are the joint tail enders. Straightening up now, 3:50 out, and Passmore is bridging the gap on High Rolling, a length to Quick Star, and Die pulling Shogun Lodge to the outside. Still 4 lengths from High Rolling, who's giving plenty of cheek at the 175. High Rolling in front. Here's Shogun Lodge warming up now. Passmore starting to struggle, but Shogun Lodge has got them. He's racing away. Oh, he's a good gelding, this fella, and Shogun Lodge wins it brilliantly. Second is High Rolling, Passmore third, and fourth Quick Star. And then came on the inside Robin of Sherwood. Pinnacle Road has run second last, and the rank outsider trailed them in Nostromo.
Line up, 1,800 metres. All in, the Flemington Rose, third of 9 races today, they're set. Starter has them, Haywire not quite right, an attendant behind and one in with the filly. Racing now, Haywire began a little awkwardly, but better than she did last start. And first out, Sempre Benet from My Jasper, Quick Mick and Royal Voyage is up there in the light blue cap on the outside. Van Halen in the all-white going on, and then Haywire, Pukahina, Ruby Gate out wide improving, followed by Pearl Glow, Noir Ruler, and back last of all is Lord Zephyrit. Going to the 1,400 metres now, Royal Voyage works to the lead over Sempre Benet. Third placing held by Van Halen, moving up to second now. A length away, Ruby Gate out wide from Quick Mick, one further back, My Jasper and Nectar Pukahina. One to Haywire, who has about 3 behind it, including Pearl Glow, Noir Ruler and Lord Zephyr last by 2. Heading to the 1,100 metres now, Royal Voyage by 1 length to Van Halen. In third placing, Sempre Benet on the inside from Ruby Gate, and one further back is Quick Mick. They're followed then by My Jasper, about 6th over on the inside from Pukahina, and then a half a length away to Haywire, 1 Pearl Glow, 1 Noir Ruler and 1 Lord Zephyr. Royal Voyage, the leader, coming down the side. He's been able to dictate terms once he got to the front. Led Van Halen a neck, Ruby Gate third out wider. They're followed then by Sempre Benet, and next in the field then is Quick Mick round the outside as Pukahina edges a little closer. My Jasper in the nose rollers over on the inside, about middle of the field from Haywire, Noir Ruler, Pearl Glow and Lord Zephyr at last cornering. At the 500, Royal Voyage, the leader, from Van Halen and Sempre Benet held up behind the leader. Then Ruby Gate. My Jasper's trying to get into the clear. Quick Mick went ahead of it. My Jasper's held up, and Haywire's still about third last. Royal Voyage heads down to the 200, kicked away by 2 lengths now. Royal Voyage over Van Halen, and then Sempre Benet, My Jasper, Quick Mick and Haywire. But Royal Voyage has been a good ride at the 100. Leads by 3, My Jasper, Haywire and Van Halen, but Royal Voyage beautifully ridden by the Gouch, and it's Royal Voyage to win it from Van Halen second. My Jasper will be third in a photo, and then Haywire, who ran on late, followed by Quick Mick. Back behind those to finish was Sempre Benet, Pearl Glow, and then Noir Ruler, Pukahina, Lord Zephyr and Ruby Gate back last of all. Well, he just stacked them up and waited and then out-sprinted them in the run home. Number 1, Royal Voyage, ridden by Darren Gouchy, too good. Photo for the minors is between Van Halen and My Jasper. Van Halen's got second, and third, My Jasper, 110 and 3.
Here, back to the inside, Arctic Wind runs on, and deeper still to Berta, but it's Set the Pace coming after them. Set the Pace moves after Habsburg Gold. Habsburg Gold fights back. Habsburg Gold just in front of Set the Pace. Set the Pace tries hard, but it's Habsburg Gold just in front, and Habsburg Gold has won. Second, Set the Pace. Third, I think, Brookside Storm, running on Rydell High together with the other stablemates, Tristalik and Arctic Wind the rail. They were followed close up then by Screened, and then came Star Games running on at the end. Further back behind those, Bold Endeavour, Southern Supreme, Omaha Spirit knocked up. Further back behind those came Unprovoked with Kentavros, and wider out was Illustrious Ruler, and they were followed in the last couple by Elizabeth's Fury, which stopped in the straight, and Berta.
To Troon and Bullseye, a couple to Isla Tan, Singer second last, and Get Going brings up the rear. Down to the 650, and here Fashion News races up on the outside, the nose sozzled. On Traverse, third around, Splendid Horse, 1 to Snore, 3/4 Happy Hero, and 2 to Troon, a length to Bullseye, 2.5 to Isla Tan, 1 Singer, and 2 lengths to Get Going. They're on the swing for home now, and sozzled on the inside, and Fashion News having a great duel. 1.5 lengths on Splendid Horse, and on Traverse, Troon the fence, and 2 lengths to Snore, and then comes at the head of the others on the inside. Bullseye starting to weave clear at the 200. Fashion News is just the leader, but Troon grabbed it immediately. Sozzle gave up in the twinkling of an eye. Get Going running home with Singer. The leader is Troon. Get Going trying to pick it up. Troon is hanging on, and Troon will win. Troon has beaten Get Going with Singer third, followed by Fashion News, Happy Hero, Bullseye, Snore, then Splendid Horse on Traverse. Second last was Isla Tan, and Absolute in the field was sozzled, and by golly, Fashion News has given Jamie Innes an awful fright shortly after the line, because he decided that he was going to do a left-hand sharp turn, and he did just that, and he's ended up in the 2000 chute. Jamie Innes came round that turn into the chute like a sidecar passenger. The great horsemanship kept him aboard Fashion News, and no harm done.
Kewney Stakes, St Clemens Bell, the last of them, linked in, and they're set. The favourite drawn 1. Racing in the Kewney, and Sunline away brilliantly on the inside from Lady Elsie, and Rosa War was out well. Visual Display settling behind them. St Clemens Bell is booting around the outside to get the second now, and Sunline at the 1400 led St Clemens Bell 3/4. Rosa War with cover third outside Lady Elsie. 2 lengths then to Aphrodite, Visual Displays, and Miss Peridot last of all. But Sunline the leader out to the 1200 metres, not burning away, just doing it within herself at the moment. 3/4 St Clemens Bell, 1.5 lengths away Lady Elsie. Rosa War and Nick away fourth, and then 3 lengths Aphrodite from Visual Displays, and 2 lengths to Miss Peridot by the 1000 metres. And Sunline doing it well within herself. 3/4 clear St Clemens Bell, 1.5 lengths Lady Elsie third on the inside, 1/2 to Rosa War, 3 Aphrodite Visual Displays, and Miss Peridot last about 9 lengths from the leader at the 700 metres. And Sunline has had a beautiful run, leads by 1/2 length St Clemens Bell, 1.5 lengths Rosa War on the outside of Lady Elsie when they corner, and then Visual Displays Aphrodite, and Lady Peridot is last of all when they swing. Sunline first around the home turn, about a neck St Clemens Bell. Charles hasn't called on the favourite yet. Now Oliver's peeled to the outside on Rosa War as they came to the 300 metres, and Sunline 1.5 lengths in front. Charles looking a bit confident here. He now asks the big mare to go, and she leads by 2 lengths to Rosa War, and then St Clemens Bell, Lady Elsie, but it's Sunline in front with 100 metres to go. 2 lengths to Rosa War, trying hard, but Sunline is finding enough, and the champion filly back to her best form. Sunline beat Rosa War, 3 lengths away third, either Lady Elsie or St Clemens Bell. Not much between them. A long break Visual Displays from Miss Peridot and Aphrodite. It was a comfortable
A length Go Brother, or a length and a half now, who's one of the last, and last of all is Bischoff. Down the side they race and going towards the 650, and the leader was Spanish Arms by nearly a length over Fancy Jancy and Nalem. In behind those then Savages. Charleston Bay travels up nicely into the race. Amy J Star next, wider out Toll Rain, back to the inside Dusky Leader being hunted along. Then further back the Blarney Boy, followed by Abraham, who's well back at that point with Bischoff and Go Brother. Around the turn, and Fancy Jancy's after Spanish Arms and quickly goes to it. From Nalem, Charleston Bay, Dusky Leaders down the outside, and further back the Savages, but that's now Fancy Jancy the leader. Nalem comes at it, Dusky Leaders struggling behind them, and now Charleston Bay chimes in on the outside. Charleston Bay races up now with Nalem and then Fancy Jancy. Nalem's coming back at Charleston Bay. Charleston Bay, Nalem. Oh, it might be Nalem. It might have fought it out a little bit better from Charleston Bay, but if you're on the outside horse, don't give up. The rail is out 4 metres. Back behind those Fancy Jancy, Dusky Leader together with on the inside Spanish Arms. Then Abraham, followed further back by Bischoff, Savages, Toll Rain, Go Brother, Amy J Star, and Blarney Boy hasn't fired at all.
And Coco draws away 2 lengths to A Perfect Stranger. Lady Gemma third, followed by Miss Ampere, Madam Ice to Fireway, Son of Zephyr, and last in Steel Road.
It's fractious. Red lights blink away. They're off this time. Win City jumped out very well. Actually, Snippet's Lass just leading Win City. Not for long. The favourite going to the lead now. Win City over Snippet's Lass, and the third is Cheeky Spy. In fourth position, Denari, followed closely by Turak, and 2 or 3 lengths to Hot and Breezy Alavana. And then Come On Grace, followed by Glamis, Manana, Contentious, Eventful, Venticello. Second last is Bossy. At about 2.5 to Smoke and Fire. They're stringing out down the side. Dittman's got Win City across onto the rails, and the favourite leads to the 600, more than a length. Snippets last 2 to Denari and Turak, and then a gap. Cheeky Spy, Hot and Breezy Alavana, hard ridden by Die from Come On Grace. Then Glamis and Manana, Eventful, Venticello, Contentious, Bossy, and Smoke and Fire is last. Around the corner, Win City wobbled a bit on the bend, and Snippets Lass is having a shot at the favourite. They're 2 lengths on Turak. Alavana the inside from Cheeky Spy, and the others headed there by Denari, and on the inside Glamis. He goes for Win City, Dittman, Snippets Lass, and here's Turak looking the big danger. Turak sprinted to Snippets Lass. They drop Win City, and Turak is going home by far the better. This is a big win. Turak beat Snippets Lass, Alavana third, and then came Glamis, Veticello, Win City, followed home by Hot and Breezy. A break then to on the outside Bossy. Further back in the field came Manana, Cheeky Spy, and then Come On Grace, Contentious, Eventful, and the last 2 were Denari and Smoke and Fire.
Battle Symphony will complete the line. Battle Symphony linked in. They're ready to go. 2,000 metres. Set to go, off they go. Northern Warrior missed it about a length or so in those pink colours. Nitro first to bounce out from Seahorse. Away quickly Paris Archway, Rapid Response, and Lumberman trying to get up on the lead. Going forward as they settle down then is Threadneedle and Paddle Symphony showing a bit of speed on the outside of them. Now it's Nitro at the 1700 leading, Lumberman going to second, Rapid Response third, and Paddle Symphony on the outside. Northern Warrior, after a slow beginning, is working its way up towards the leading horses, and then Seahorse about 7th on the rail. 2 lengths to Threadneedle, a couple of lengths away Bountiful Sun on the inside when they make the turn near the 1400. There's Command Post going up around Bountiful Sun. Back behind them is Alien Fella, and Down to Zero. I think something's gone amiss with Down to Zero. It's being pulled out of the race. So they head along past the 1,200 metres now, and it's Nitro in front of Lumberman, led him by about a head. A length and a half away is Paddle Symphony on the inside, and Northern Warriors now 4th on the outside. 2 lengths Rapid Response and neck to Seahorse. 2 lengths Command Post and Threadneedle. Command Post is out 3 wide there. Bountiful Sun back on the rails. About a half a length away then came Alien Fella, and Paris Archway back at the tail end of the field. They came down the side, and Nitro led Lumberman by a neck at the 800 metre mark. Northern Warrior third on the outside of Paddle Symphony. 1 Rapid Response. Command Post has been out 3 wide all the way. Seahorse back on the inside from Alien Fella, and then Threadneedle and Paris Archway both a long way back, and Bountiful Sun dropped out to last when they came to the corner. And Lumberman had moved up to Nitro. Northern Warrior on the outside in the pink sleeves. All right, I looked confident. He had a good look around there. In behind them, Rapid Response and Command Post, and then Seahorse down on the inside, and then Threadneedle, who's held up at the 300 metres, and Northern Warrior shot to the lead. Here's Rapid Response and Command Post, despite having a hard run coming home. And Bountiful Sun is starting to wind up with a big run on the outside. Rapid Response hit the lead. Command Post and Bountiful Sun. Bountiful Sun at any old odds, and Rapid Response. Bountiful Sun's taken the lead, and Bountiful Sun's won it by 3/4. Either Command Post or Rapid Response for the Miners. They were clear of Seahorse and Threadneedle. Then Alien Fella. Back behind those to finish in the race was Paris Archway. Northern Warrior. Well, it found nothing after hitting the front. Lumberman's a good way back, and Nitro is one of the last with Palace Symphony last to greet the judge. Down to Zero was pulled out of the race up near about the 1400 metres. Stand by for numbers here. If you're live in the quadrilla, congratulations. This will pay about $125. Number 11, Bountiful Sun, to pay $125.80 and $21.70. Second placing goes to number 1, Command Post, ridden by Jim Cassidy. It's been a good effort, posted wide the whole way. And third, Rapid Response, ridden by Damien Oliver after a photo for the Miners. But numbers are 11, 1 and 8. 11, 1 and 8. Fourth, Seahorse, and fifth, Threadneedle. Time 2 minutes 2.4.
To Alcatel Manetti away fast, and also quickly into stride was Queen Ruby, and right up on the speed Gentle Appeal in the early stages as they start to sort themselves out, and they were followed close handy in that division too by St Harvey, who's racing up with them. Rotella getting back now with Dubai Sue Extreme, then Believer followed by Receptor, and McNamara is back at the tail of the field. Down the side at the 800, Manetti shows the way strongly, about 2 lengths in advance of Queen Ruby outside St Harvey, 1.5 Alcatel, then came on the outside Gentle Appeal improving with Rotella, it's outside. 1.5 further back in the field behind them, Dubai Sue getting away from the rail. Oakstream was next, and they were followed then by Believer, and further back behind those came Receptor and two away. Last of all is McAlmar. Around the home turn, Manetti shifting away from the rail. St Harvey gets a run up on the inside. Then Queen Ruby followed wider out by Rotella. Gentle Appeal switches back nearer the inside looking for a run through, and with it over on the outside was Dubai Sue followed by Alcatel, but Manetti is striding freely. And with 100 metres to go, Manetti has this parcelled up. The interest will be in the Miners. Dubai Sue's rattling home down the outside in a battle with second for St Harvey, but Manetti wins it easily. Dubai Sue got there for second. St Harvey third. Fourth over on the outside, Rotella with on the inside in a photo for fourth there, Gentle Appeal, and later on the scene, McAlmar. Then Believer, Gentle Ruby. And further back behind them, Receptor, Alcatel, and Oakstream has finished at the tail of the field.
And they're off. And they came away in a good line. Hockney actually first out. Shin Can See going up quickly. Likewise is Quick Flick. Not far back is Prowl, and then Kidman's Cove. And about 5 lengths to Malaguar and Mr. Victory. Great race between Quick Flick and Hockney. And down past the 900, Quick Flick about a neck on Hockney. A length and a half third Prowl, who's travelling inside Shin Can See, and a length and 3/4 to Kidman's Cove. And 3 or 4 to Malaguar and Mr. Victory working to the side. 6:50 left to go. And the big grey Quick Flick is the leader. A half to 3/4 of a length on Hockney, a length and a half to last year's Golden Slipper winner Prowl, travelling on the inside of Shin Can See. Lady Beasley calling upon the favourite Kidman's Cove. He's moving forward quickly. Malaguar is second last and Mr. Victory is last. Around the corner in the stakes. And Quick Flick straightens up. 3/4 Hockney. Kidman's Cove is coming at the pair of them. Prowl over on the fence and then Shin Can See. Down to the 250. 3 in line. Quick Flick, Hockney. The pair of them grabbed immediately by Kidman's Cove and then Prowl and Shin Can See. But Kidman's Cove raced away and Kidman's Cove is going to do it again. He's 2 Prowl and Shin Can See and 4 on the trot to Kidman's Cove. Kidman's Cove, 2.5 Prowl, 3rd Shin Can See. Then Quick Flick, Hockney, Mr. Victory and Malaguar at the rear.
Inside from Splash of White and over on the outer there is Tyrol Pete, Actung maybe. A line of 3 out in front, Morselli back to 4th. Anzalag got tightened out there, dropped back behind the...
There's Bawaraksana about to link in. Iska, the one they're working on, riderless to come up into her place. Bawaraksana still not set. And then we'll await Al Mansour to move into the outside stall. Now Iska's ready, Child's back aboard, so too is Bawaraksana. And Natwa is set. Al Mansour takes the outside gate and they're racing. And Iska Tauke began well towards the inside with Darahim and Dantalar. Now Magic Music's gone across towards the inside and so is Theatre and Scandinavia out on the grandstand side, and there's about a handful coming out this way with Natwa one of the first out, pouncing on the front ahead of Bawaraksana and Al Mansour. Rainbow Bubbles and Toledo is out there as well, and Paris Dream is last of those down the grandstand side. On the flat end, Iska had taken up the running. And it's the flat side leading. It's Iska in front of Magic Music and Paint. Darahim just behind them with City Kid going forward ahead of it, and then Dantalar and Scandinavia. Flavour in behind them on the inside, followed by Theatre already under pressure from Bomber Bill. And they're followed then by, back behind those horses, is Della Vista down the outside from Normal Practice. Little Lucifer Tauke. El Morado, one of the last with Declare. And Toledo leads on the grandstand side ahead of Bawaraksana. But at the 200 metres on the flats, well in front, it's Iska the leader. Iska in front of the Newmarket from Dantalar and Paint. There's 100 to go. Iska in front of Dantalar, Paint, and here comes El Morado with a big run. It's Iska in front. She's tired, but she'll hold on. Iska's won it. The Mighty Filly scores from Dantalar. Normal Practice flew home, I think, grabbed 3rd from El Morado. Della Vista in behind those to finish then was Little Lucifer, followed by Paint, Scandinavia, Declare and Tauke. The grandstand side were well behind them. Bawaraksana, Toledo and El Mansour out there. Back behind these horses were Flavour, followed by Darahim. Theatre struggling a long way out from Paris Dream. City Kid never a chance. Bawaraksana. Bomber Bill towards the end with Magic Music, Rainbow Bubbles and Natwa. Stand by for numbers. Iska has taken out the Newmarket handicap. Lightning Stakes double. A wonderful front run.
Set for the SA Great Handicap. The lights flashing. They're on their way, and Honourable Dudley dropped back to the tail of the field with the lead in the early stages. So too back there was Dancing Illusion and Scotland Yard, who's wide. What Report is an early leader with De Jure and Majana Star and Super League on the outside of those, from Crimson Star the inside. They were followed by Currency Road. Bold Spirit is between horses as Super League takes a slender lead. Now draws out a length and a half clear. Back behind Bold Spirit then came St Saviour racing a half length back on the outside of the one on the rail, the lead. Another length away behind those then came Scotland Yard, who's back in the field outside of Honourable Dudley, and 2 lengths away to Dancing Illusion. Well, Super League is the leader at the 1,000-metre mark on the side, and the Little Gallopers about a length and a quarter in front of De Jure, Currency Road, What Report and Majana Star. Then Bold Spirit followed for...
Correct weight, waits right of the Newmarket.
Scotland Yard back in traffic outside of Honourable Dudley, and a length away last of all is Dancing Illusion. Coming to the turn now, De Jure comes after the leader Super League, who's 3/4 in front of De Jure. Third was ridden along Currency Road, Majana Star and What Report likewise. Around the outside, Bold Spirit, and further back behind those then, on the inside was the lead, and they were followed by Crimson Star, Honourable Dudley. Further back St Saviour and out wide of Dancing Illusion. Super League leads for home, a length and a quarter clear. De Jure Jure is now under the whip. What Report's got a lovely run up on the inside, and the Laird is getting between them quickly now. Wider out on the track, Scotland Yard is putting in his finish. 200 to go, and it's Super League the leader, but here comes Scotland Yard right down the outside with the Laird. Super League with Scotland Yard and the Laird and Scotland Yard, the Laird and Scotland Yard, and ahead, Bobber, the Laird. The Laird has won it, coming on the line by about a neck over Scotland Yard and Super League. They were followed further back then by De Jure, many lengths back for that matter. Then What Report, Honourable Dudley, Bold Spirits and Saviour. Further back behind those then came on the inside.
Followed by Able Master. Arena's got shuffled back a little, and then comes Christopherson, Go Joy, and Arimathea close up last. Down the back, around 8 lengths would cover them, and in a lightning raid, Shane Dyke takes Lawyer clear. 1,000 to go. Lawyer, a length and 3/4 in danger, travelling third. On the inside is El Duce, followed by Final Fantasy, and 2 lengths further back in the field is Arena. And then a break 2 on the inside of him, Doyle. A break then of 3/4 to Able Master. Go Joy, the only fillies trapped out very wide, and the last pair, Christopherson and Arimathea. It's Lawyer leading down the side of the track, and in the Canterbury Guineas they're approaching the 600. Lawyer again being taken on by In Danger. Third is Final Fantasy, followed on the inside by El Duce. 1 length to Arena, 2 lengths to Doyle, and a length to Able Master, followed by Go Joy, Christopherson. Arimathea's last as they round the corner here, and 400 left to go, and Lawyer given full ball by Die. He's a length in front, but here comes Arena, and down to the 250 goes for the whip. Die on Lawyer. Arena's got him covered on the outside, I'd say, at the 200 and passed it down to the 100. Arena put his nose in front. Lawyer's kicking back, and then comes Final Fantasy. Arena and Lawyer to the line together. Arena and Nostril, I think. Oh, boy, it's close. Arena or Lawyer, there's nothing in it. Third going to El Duce, followed by Final Fantasy, and then came on the outside rail next. 2 lengths away, Able Master, Christopherson In Danger, Arimathea. Go Joy's run second last at Absolute in the field. On the inside was Doyle.
Up around Siobhan in the early part, and they're followed by Betty Chateau and Listening's Joy in the all white on the improve, followed by Little Mo. When they head out to the 1400 metres, Dance on Door works to the lead. Listening's Joy in the all white goes to second. Our White Diamond third, the rail. 1.5 to Tinicadeur in fourth, and then Little Mo.